Hi, Black Gypsy here. In today's pick a card reading, we will figure out what is so intimidating about you. So the first pile number 1, we have this mandala ornament. And pile number 2, we have an earring. So pick 1, pick 2. The timestamps will be in the description box below. Pick 1 and see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this mandala ornament, let us figure out what is so intimidating about you. Okay, pile number 1. What is so intimidating about you? Before we get into our reading, let us look into the oracle messages that we have for today. And the first one is, I can change my thoughts. And the second card is Morning Dew. Clarity, fresh start, and a positive outlook. Now onto our cards. The first card we have is the Hierophant. The second card we have is the Page of Wands. And the third card we have is the Four of Cups. So what is intimidating about you? Pile number 1. Immediately with the Hierophant card, you are somebody that has a lot of knowledge. A lot of people look up to you, and they look up to you for guidance, or maybe you are somebody that could be very religious or very spiritual. They see that there's something about you that's that they see that you follow a very strict routine, and they find that to be intimidating because they themselves cannot be as, I guess, consistent like you. They can't really follow the same whatever schedule or whatever routine that you do. Maybe you are an early bird, or maybe you work at a certain hour, and people wonder, how do you do it? You could be someone that's very punctual. And also with the Hierophant, like I mentioned before, that a lot of people look up to you. You could be someone of importance. You could be a pastor. You could be a teacher or some sort of professor. And a lot of people would not want to get on your bad side or try to challenge their knowledge towards you because you have such a great reputation. With that Page of Wands, what's intimidating about you is that you're probably someone that's not afraid to learn new things. You're not afraid to learn things that most people wouldn't dare to take interest in or dare to dive into. It could be anything from like astrology, the stuff that are like in the taboo side, like astrology or witchcraft or conspiracy theories, stuff like that. People can see that with the Page of Wands, you're someone that isn't afraid to learn something new or something that's eccentric. Okay, and you can see with this young man, he's walking on fire. You know, you're not afraid to hurt yourself. You're not afraid to burn yourself. You just want to seek answers. And with that Four of Cups, the last card, you're not afraid to do things alone. Okay, Like I said with the Hierophant, a lot of people look up to you, and I'm hearing that quote, it's very lonely on the top when you're a leader. Not you don't really have many friends or many like-minded individuals that follow the same principles as you. And with the Four of Cups, you're just not I don't think you seem to care. You don't seem to care if you do things alone, or you seem to be seen as eccentric, or you seem to be as someone that's rather intimidating to others, simply of basically what you know or your routine. Okay. And with the Morning Dew card, I think that you're someone, even though despite the fact that you could be someone that's mostly alone at time, you tend to stay positive, right? You don't let things draw you down. It's I guess that's another thing that people find intimidating about you. It's probably hard for people to bring you down. Okay, because with that I can change my own thoughts, you probably have a very strong mindset. You don't let things get into your head or get into your feelings so easily. Now we're going to go into our truth picture, and we're going to grab a couple of cards to fine tune this message a little bit. We have Heartbreaker, Student, Weird. So we have Heartbreaker, Student, and the last card we have is Weird. So with the Heartbreaker card, you are people, the reason why people might see you as intimidating, I am seeing the Page of Wands there. You are somebody that could be very attractive. People might like you physically, and they may want to get to know you more as outside of your position as a Hierophant. Even if you're not someone that's in a higher up, like you're not a leader or a pastor, etc., etc., there's something about the Hierophant where you just follow a strict schedule, and you might say no to people a lot when you just don't have time to like hang out, or maybe even accept a gift, or maybe proposals, etc., etc. So that Heartbreaker could mean that you're somebody that isn't afraid to hurt people's feelings when you want to do things in a certain way, when certain things just don't fit your schedules or they just don't fit your morals. The Student card, like I said before, you could be somebody that's probably a teacher, or the student could mean that people learn from you. You set an example to a lot of people. You may not have to be, like I said many times, you don't have to be a leader, but people really can learn something about you, and you set an example that, hey, maybe I should start changing my life like that instead of just doing the same old routine that doesn't help me progress forward in life. Okay. And also with the Student card, you are somebody that is a quick learner. Okay, maybe it's hard for you to forget things, or forget people's names, something like that, and people may find that to be intimidating because you pay attention to a lot of detail. And with the Weird card, people might find you to be weird. Okay, they think that's intimidating because, again, eccentric, like I said, with this young man walking on fire, you're not afraid to learn new things. You're not afraid to learn new eccentric things that most people don't really care about, or people are just afraid to learn about. Okay, with the Four of Cups card, you could be one of those loners, those loners and that people like to call weird because it's hard for them to fit in. You may not have a lot of friends, and like I said that before, but people might see you as like very, very strange. And it's not your fault. You're somebody that's very, very intelligent, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hi, pile number 2. We're going to figure out what is so intimidating about you. Okay, pile number 2. What is so intimidating about you? Before we get into our cards, let us look at our oracle messages that we have for today. In this card we have, it says, I am knowledge. And this oracle message we have is whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, and channel. So now onto our cards. The first card we have is the Four of Swords. The second card we have is the Three of Wands. And the last card we have is the Two of Cups. So what is so intimidating about you? Pile number 2. The Four of Wands card. You are somebody that is possibly someone who is very quiet. Okay, Four of Wands is all about quietness, stillness, being in your head, contemplation. I'm getting here with the Four of Swords, this quote that says silent but deadly. Okay, or something like beware of the quiet one. People might find your quietness, your silence to be quite intimidating. I'm seeing here with this man, smiling. You could be somebody that's in your head a lot. You're probably in your own little world. People may wonder what you're thinking. Okay, maybe when you interact with people or talk with people, you might have like this lost look on your face, but you're not lost. It's just people can sense that you're not present. You're in another world, and people might find that to be a little bit intimidating. Which leads me down to the Three of Wands. You can see like the subject of this card. He's just looking at the horizon, just looking at the sky, the water, chilling. Again, I'm getting a lot of like, I'm in my own world, I'm in my own zone. There's a little bit of escapism, a little here and there. People just want to know exactly what is in your mind or what is it that you're thinking about. There's something that's rather nonchalant, or rather you might have an oblivious attitude to life, right? Like they could be just like some random explosion, and you would just be like, whatever. Like, you wouldn't seem to care. Also, with the Three of Wands, what's intimidating about you is you're somebody that probably some people might wonder how you do it. And we were asking, what do you mean how I do it? Meaning, you get so much done, but people never see you do it. The Three of Wands is all about opportunities. It's all about, like, it could be travel too. But the thing is, with all of these opportunities that come your way, people wonder how you get this opportunity because they don't see you grasp it. They usually see you like this man just sitting. I'm noticing there's two cards about you just sitting. People may not see you get up and, like, I don't know, I like, you could be one of those people that stay in the house in your neighborhood and people never see you out. But if people were to have a conversation with you and they ask you, where have you traveled to? It's like, oh, I've been to Australia, I've been to China, I've been to Greece. People would be like, wow, but I never see you leave the house. How did that happen? I'm getting something like that with the Three of Wands. And the Two of Cups is about, like, interaction, interacting with people. I guess what's so intimidating about you, pile number 2, is maybe your connections, who you're friends with. Your friends might be intimidating. If not, people might find interacting with you to be a little bit strange, because what I'm noticing here with the card is there is to me it seems polarizing, because you have the sun, the moon, dark skin, white skin, different colored cups. I feel like when people interact with you, it's like it's like something they've never experienced before. You're just so different. You're just so unique. And I guess people just don't know how maybe to talk to you, or they have to be rather careful with you because you're just, I don't know, rather different. Okay, with the Four of Swords and the I Am Knowledge card, you're probably somebody that likes to be in your own little space and read a lot of books or do some creativity. I notice here this card talks about artistry. Maybe in your own alone time you spend a lot of time creating different things or studying, and there's just nothing wrong with that. But that's what I'm getting here for you with the tarot cards. Now we're going to get a couple of cards from our truth picture to fine-tune this message a little bit further on why you're so intimidating. So we have the Star, Oblivious, Exotic, Star, Oblivious, and Exotic. So with both the Star and Exotic, we'll just start with those two cards. The Star, I keep hearing about you being out of this world, like an alien, because the Star is in outer space, and people just think that you are someone that's just not here, like you're not present, you're in another world. That's what I get with the Star. You're in another world, you're in another planet. And what's intimidating about you is just either it's just hard to bring you down, I don't know, it's just something about you that's very, very distant, and it's hard to like access you, or it's just hard to loosen you up a bit with this star card. The oblivious card, I clearly said that before this card popped out. There is a rather oblivious nature to you that's very intimidating. Even though this guy is smiling in this card, I feel like you probably don't smile a lot, or you probably do smile, or there's just like a lost look in your face, like you're probably over it, or you're just bored with life. If this doesn't resonate, that's fine, but that's what I'm getting here with the oblivious card. And the exotic card, again, it ties in with the star. Is just you people can see that you are something very you're rather foreign. There's something foreign about you. Maybe there's something about the way you dress. Maybe there's something about the way how you talk, how you walk, your interests, etc., etc. People find that to be rather intimidating. Kind of funny that we're talking about star, and in this card here we have the star. This is a constellation. I am knowledge. You probably are someone that's very, very, very smart, but then again, it's telling me, how did you do that? How did you know that? People curious to know, how do you know all the things you know? You know, people are curious to know what exactly is happening behind the scenes. And another thing is, people can sense that you're destined for something big. You know, you probably look like a celebrity too with the star card. You look like someone that has a lot of bodyguards, or you're somebody that people know that you are going to be, you have a rather huge following. Okay, maybe whatever following you have, maybe it's something about your talents here, because it does say artists, creativity, ideas, inspiration. People can sense that you are someone that has a lot of talent and has a lot of knowledge, but for some reason they don't know how you gain such popularity, how you gain so much talent, stuff like that, because they probably never see you, or you probably never talk a lot. So that is all of the channeled messages I get for why people are intimidated by you. Thank you for looking at this reading, and hope to see you in the next one.